What's up, guys? I'm back with a quick video on something that's kind of bothering me. Lately I've been doing a lot of videos that have been inspired by conversations that really bothered me. So today's video is on should you set up a grow room and what it takes and what it'll cost you. And I am outside my house right now for a reason. And the reason is that this is the main thing that people don't think about when they're talking about setting up a grow room. This video is inspired by I was talking to a buddy who I blessed with some of my product that I produce, and he wanted more. I was like, I grow for a hobby, so I'm not producing enough that you're gonna be able to get that much from me. So he's like, oh well, you know what? How about I set up a room and you growing it for me? I was like, okay. All right, go ahead, do that. He's like, how much do I need? You know, what do I need? I need to talk to my realtor friend. I was like, you're gonna need at least 20K, and you're gonna need to alter the house or the space. He's like, well, I can look at retail spaces, or whatever. I was like, okay. Either way, the point is, it was a frustrating conversation because he didn't understand what he needed and how much it was gonna cost him and what an undertaking it is. I'm able to do all this stuff because it's at my house, and I can make alteration in my house really easy, and any money I put into my house is still mine. Most people think they can rent out a place and I guess just grow there without too much money put into the property, but you can, but you can't get a premium product out of it. And these days, like in the old days, you could do that and you can come out with something medium quality and do fine because plenty of people would still buy it. But these days, what sets you apart, everybody can grow now. Everybody can grow, it's legal everywhere. What sets you apart is quality. And to have quality, you need two things. Two main things. Two backbone kind of things you need in your grow room to produce quality. And that's control over two things, that is. Control over temperature and control over humidity. You need very strong control over your temperatures, and you need to be able to keep your humidities as low as possible. And as you can see behind me, my house is stucco, which means I live somewhere that's hot as hell. So for me, in this area, you need to put in some serious stuff to run a grow room that's going to produce high quality product. So either way, that was the inspiration for this video, was that conversation about what, oh, I can do it for under 10 grand. No, you can't. You need 20K minimum to grow a decent size, or to build a decent sized grow room. You're gonna need 20K, and I'll go over a couple things right now. We're just gonna go over the basics right now of what it's gonna cost to build out a grow room. Like I said, if you're up north somewhere really cold, you can just run a vent fan, probably exchange the air, and do fine with the cooling and stuff like that. But where I live, even in the winter, but especially the summer, you need some serious power to keep things cold enough to produce the quality you need if you're going to try and produce for, something other than a hobby. But either way, let's get to what I'm talking about. First things first, you need a mini split. This is what frustrated me when I was having this conversation with this guy. I told him the main thing you need is a mini split and dehumidification. And he says, what's a mini split? So I knew this conversation was just going to frustrate me from the get-go. But either way, point is, I've got a 3-ton here, which is 36K BTU. These mini splits come in 12K, 24K, 36K, and on and on and on. This is a 3-ton, 36K, which is oversized for my room, and you basically need it oversized for your room because to produce a quality product, you need to be able to drop your temperatures very low at the end, and even keep them low for the drying period. So that's the number one thing you got to put in a room to make sure you have a quality product at the end. And to have this, you know, like I said, this alone, a 3-ton mini split is going to cost you over 3K. I think I got this pretty cheap because either way, I think I've paid maybe $3,500 for it, but it is an alteration to the property. It's an expensive alteration. This is the most expensive one drop in the bucket you're gonna have to spend here, around $3,500, we'll say, for a 3K Well, like I said, depending on how big your room is, but the point is you're going to need at least a 2-ton. This is a 3-ton, and you're going to have to make alterations to the property. So that's the first alteration, and that leads me directly into the next alteration, which is a sub panel. The thing that people don't think about most of the time when they're building a room out, or wanting to build a room, or dreaming of building a room, or dreaming of growing pounds and pounds in a place, and setting up a room and becoming a millionaire or whatever, is you need these things. You can't just go to a house and go to a house and hang a bunch of lights in a room and have it work out for you. An average room in a house has between 15 and 30 amps, and that is nowhere near what you need for a grow in a room. You need about so I have this is a 100 amp sub panel. Just to put in a sub panel, no, take that back. I put in my sub panel, but to put in my sub panel, just to run the wire from the main box in the house over to this box, the cost of the wire to run it over here is around $500. So just the wire to run it, and that was a short distance. My house is very narrow, so it was a short distance to run this over to this side of the house. But like I said, that was $500 for the short distance of wire I needed. The box and everything else, well, we'll say I think I put mine in for under $1,000, but that was me doing it, not paying somebody. You pay somebody, it gets really expensive. It's insane how much contractors and people want for their time these days. But yeah, so either way, this is what you need if you're going to run an actual room. You need electricity, and a lot of it. Amperage is what you need. So, like I said, the average room is between 15 and 30 amps is what you usually have in circuits in an average room. And a big room, usually probably 30, 215 amp circuits. But the point is you need way more than that to run multiple lights, chillers, pumps, fans, carbon filters, everything. Everything uses electricity. So in my room right now, so this is the 240 volt ran over to the mini split. So that's another reason you need a sub panel, is because a mini split is going to need 240 volt. You can run a 240 amp circuit all the way from your regular box just to this, but you need to put in a sub panel because it just makes things way simpler. So that was one of the other considerations for having a grow room, is that you want the grow room to be on an external wall of the house. So you can put a mini split in and a sub panel, and you can run it all right there to your room. But yeah, so like I was saying, 240 volt to the mini split, and the rest of these are 20 amp circuits to go to the room. And I can run 2 lights, or well, 2 SE7000s, and 2 SE1000s are iffy on a 20 amp circuit, but I've been doing it. I may put in another couple circuits soon. But yeah, the point is, you can run 2 lights off each 20 amp circuit, especially the 700 watt variety. But the point is, I got 4 circuits now. I'm probably going to put in more, but each circuit costs money too. Either way, it costs a lot of money. You need a lot of infrastructure, and this is the basis of the infrastructure of a grow room, is the electrical and the air conditioning. Like I said, if you live somewhere north, you can get away with doing this stuff a lot cheaper. You can do it a lot more rigged up. You can run extension cords from all the other rooms if you want more amperage that way. You can run tents in different rooms. You can do all kinds of different stuff. But if you want to build a nice grow room that's all by itself, you can just do everything in one spot. These are the 2 really essential things that you're gonna need. Inside the, and like I said, these 2 things by themselves, we'll call it $5K minimum. And then from there, it just goes up and up and up in prices. Like if you have somebody else do this stuff for you, it gets real expensive. Inside the room, you're gonna need dehumidification, especially if you're using hydroponics, especially if you're running a CO2 burner. You're gonna need a lot of things like that you don't think of. But like I said, the big things you need to be able to alter the house: a mini split, electrical, and dehumidification. Those are the big ones, the big drops in the bucket, and that's not even getting into the lights. But the point is, this is just a point of a short video, just to show you guys what you need to start thinking about building out a grow room. And once you get all this stuff, all the infrastructure in place for this, you know, let's say 10K, you get your room built out, you get your your mini split, you get your sub panel, you get your lights. You're over 10K at this point once you get the lights, but everything else costs money. Pumps, fans, chillers, air pumps, you know, the whatever you're growing in, even pots, soil, and all that crap. Everything costs money, and everything you do is going to cost a lot of electricity, depending on how you run your stuff. Like I said, mine's hydroponics, so I use the most electricity possible. Deep water culture, that is. Other people can grow in soil and save a lot, but yeah, this is just trying to give people an idea of what things cost and what's necessary before you even start trying to build out a room. I was going to go on farther about this, but I think you get the point. This is just, like I said, getting this off my chest about about people who think that they can just, you know, rent a house or an office space and just start growing some plants in it. You can totally do that, but you're going to produce very mid-level product unless you're up north somewhere that's cold all the time. Like I said, a very cold environment, you'll just need the power for the lights and fans and stuff. You won't really need to put in a mini split, but I don't know. This is just a video to get people thinking about. There you go, mini split's kicking on now. It's pretty cold out here right now. Actually, it's like, I guess inside the room it's 80-something degrees inside the room. Out here it's like 70 or 60 something. Either way, point is, even in the winter, this thing's kicking all the time to keep those lights, to counteract the lights, the CO2 burner, and everything else in that room, chillers, whatever. But yeah, quick short video talking about what it takes to build out a grow room, and hopefully discourage some people from asking their buddies to do it for them, or for them to run out of space for them to grow in, or whatever. You know, just give somebody that doesn't understand at least a minimum understanding of what it requires to build out something that's going to produce quality. But either way, if you guys watch this far, I appreciate you watching. If you haven't yet, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back on the next video, hopefully doing something that's more fun than ranting about what it takes to start a room and why you shouldn't go in lightly. Like I said, thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Peace.